Hi everyone, here's Ben. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll introduce my favorite build, Doom Flash Prism. Before we start it, I need to tell you 3 points of this video. First, this is my first time to make a video in English, so maybe I have some mistake of terms and grammars. Second, as you see, my game's UI is Chinese, so I will use the POV to introduce my build. The last one, the actual combat doesn't have in this video. You can get the link from my comment. It will link to another video in my channel. There is a full all combat actual combat video. Okay, let's get to the POV. Okay, we start from my equipment. This video's main character, Doom Flash Prism. All you know, the Doom Flash Prism can 4 times the physical damage. So we just stack physical damage and we get a lot of elemental damage and we make a lot of damage. Okay, we get to like quiver. The quiver is the universal one. All the bow builds use this kind of quiver to make a lot of damage, but my quiver is the top one. The tiers is all tier 1 or tier 2. We get life, additional arrow, and the elemental damage. The special one is my crit chance is the veiled one. So veiled modifier. So we can have 30% increased damage if I've dealt a critical strike recently. And I didn't choose the frenzy charge one because I can get the frenzy charge from my blood rage. So I use the elemental damage one to make more damage. Okay, we move to my helmet. My helmet used the Arc Demon Crown to exposure the enemies, and our ascendants have the elemental lists, so we can minus 2% more resist to the enemies, and we make the attack build 1 to 8 link crown, 8 link helmet. We use the Hysteria Essence to have a Sucky Gem deal 30% more damage while on low life. And we have the attack, 30% critical strike chance, and the level 16 hypothermia, level 18 concentrated effect. Actually, the level is not really important. It's 1 or 2 more damage difference. And the concentrated effect is the most important modifier because it will make the Storm Ram more close and make the small size enemies can deal with more beams. Okay, and there's a lot. We have the enchant. The Storm Ram has 40% increased speed and frequency. They can make damage quickly. Okay, we move to our body armor. Body armor, I choose the incursion modifier and the unveil modifier to get a lot of life and life percentage increase, maximum life. We can get 120 life and 20% increased life. And I use the hunter modifier to get the additional curse and the additional crit chance. You can use this kind of body armor to any builds. You can change the attack crit chance to spell crit chance to for your spell build, or you can change the percentage, the unveil 1% of life to the percentage life as extra energy shield for the like Inquisitor build to get more extra energy shield to have more protection. It's very good body armor. Okay. Our gloves is the most common one, and I only live and resist, and I have the cooling strike from the warlord, and the boots is the maybe the is the special one, but everyone uses it. Okay, I get the effect of non-damage element, because we didn't get the onslaught from when we in the boss fight, so I changed this to the non-damage elements. We can make our shark have more percentage to get the more damage taken. And we have the elusive and the movement speed, and cannot be chilled from the veiled modifier. And we have the tailwind if we crit strike recently. Okay, and amulet is the damage one. So I have a life and the multiplier and the physical damage and the elemental damage. The maximum chance to dodge attack hits is totally useless because we didn't have the maximum. We didn't reach the maximum attack damage dodge chance. So this one, the maximum chance to dodge attack hits is totally useless. And we have the crafting the one minimum power charges because we can get the charges from any like skill or items. So I use the crafting make us the creatures more balanced. We can get 100% 100% crit chance from when we in the boss fight because I'm the ascendant. We choose the pathfinder, so I can have battles face all the times, and we can get a 100% chance crit chance in boss fight. Okay, in the ring we get the life and the physical damage and the elemental damage and the assassin mark. You can also change the assassin mark to like sniper mark, but it will make you to active to use it. So I need to use it ultimately. So I choose the ascendant assassin mark from rings, and the other rings also the same thing, the same sort that curse the enemy in the elemental weakness. But actually, this is the same. We can get the same damage when change to the ice bite or the decoded curse one. So if you want to play this build, you can you not only have this elemental weakness choice, you can choose the cold curse one. And the belt we have life and the percentage life. We can get a lot of life. We find a lot of life to make us have a lot of physical damage from the bloodthirst support. I'll introduce in the skills. So we find a lot of life to do it, and our abyssal jewel also have a lot of life. Tier 1 39 maximum life, and the flex we use the only magical one, the quicksilver, to make our movement quickly, and we have the modifier 20% chance to gain a flash charge when you deal a crit strike. So we can get the charges very quick, and we have the use when charges reach full modifier, so we can use the quick silver really have a high frequency, so we can have the alchemist's genius, the buff almost all the time, and we can get a 10% effective of our flasks, so we can have a taste of hate. Sorry. We used the bottle phase to get more crit chance. Also, you can choose the diamond flask, but I got it, so I use it. And the dying sun, the Storm Ram need to a lot of arrows to make them have a lot of beam and hit the boss. Okay. So we choose the dying sun, but unfortunately our effect of flasks didn't reach the 50%, so I didn't have 3 additional arrow. I only have 2. But if you want to use Dying Sun in Storm Ram build, you need to choose the 10% increase area effect during the flask effect, because the area effect will make a Stormram's arrow in a big area. Okay. So the beam maybe didn't hit maybe the small size boss or small size the mobs. Okay. And we use the test of hate can make the physical damage taken as the total damage can make us prevent the big physical damage, and we can get a lot of physical damage as extra cold damage to get more damage. Okay. And we can get a cold resist and the fire resist from 2 flasks, and so we can find, and so we not to find, so we not to find the resist from my equipment item. Okay. And then we use the white sock. We have the same resist from the elemental resist, so we can get the both of buffed from the white sock, and the reduced damage taken and the damage penetrate. Okay. The jewels I will introduce in my passive trees. And then we move to my skills. We use Storm Ram to make damage, as you see in my actual combat. The damage is very good, but when we in the like Maven or Sirius, they will fly over it, fly out. So the damage you need to the damage comes slow. So this skill is not really good for maybe star build, or you need to have technically one shot the boss. This is the tier 2 choose. Okay. And then we use the lightning arrow to mapping, so we only change the main skill. And then we have inspiration, because our rings and the amulet cannot use the minus mana cost modifier from crafting, so we need to inspiration and choose the divergent variant to make us cost low. And we use the blasters. The blaster can make us have 2% of maximum life weapon physical damage with weapon. We have 7k blood, so we can have 140 physical damage with weapon. It can make me a lot of damage, but we need to on the low life to get this buff. So we use the petrified blood to make us on low life all the time. And we use the greater multiplier greater multiple projectiles to make a lot of fire additional projectile. And you can use the awakened one, but I didn't have enough money to buy it, so I use the normal one and choose the anomalous variant to reduce the mana cost. Okay, and then we have another set of our boss fight Storm Ram. You choose the Ballista Totem and the Multi Totem and the List League News support skill. Focus Ballista is very good for both fights. You can see it in the combat video, and we use the concentrated effect as I say, the Storm Ram need to less area effect is better. So we use the concentrated effect and the anomalous variant. It make a Storm Ram can make a lot of damage to Sirius and Maven. And we use the Awakened Vicious projectiles. Because my weapon is corrupted, we can have the additional arrow. So the color change is very hard. But so when I get the 2 red, 1 blue, and the 3 green, so I think, oh, maybe I just use the vicious projectile. You can change one to anything you like, but you didn't. You cannot use the Trinity because Trinity didn't affect it on the totems. Okay, and then we have the Oros on the Mada. We use the Arctic armor. In the combat video, when we in the boss fight, we almost stand to fight with boss. So Arctic armor can make us take less damage from the physical and the fire. It's very good, and we can grant immunity to freeze. So combined with our boots, we can immune the freeze and the chill. It's very good, and we need to enlighten to make the reserve low. Okay, and we use the petrified blood, and we need to the anomalous one to prevent more damage to the like a overtime damage. The 40, we only have the health life, so we can use 3.6k life, and because the hits damage can prevent 45%, so we have the 5k, almost 5k life in this build. It's very strong. Okay, and we use hatred. We use hatred, and the Watcher's Eye have the critical chance to make us have more critical chance. And because the petrified blood, we didn't use the 50% of life is useless, so we use the arrogance to make the to use the more oral skill to increase our damage. And we use the Herald of Purity and the precision. The precision choose the anomalous one to reduce the reservation. And we choose the anomalous Herald of Purity. The minion have 10% chance to taunt on hits. So when we have the minions and we taunt the boss or the mobs, the boss will cause 10 less damage to us, to me, so I can take more damage. We can more save from the Herald of Purity and also get the damage. And we use one level fertility to have the Watcher's Eye, the each which one life gain from each enemy hits, because the Storm Ram have a lot of hits, so we can get a lot of life gain when we in the fight. We can more save from the hit, from the boss hit or the mob. Not only use the bleach to make our life more safe, we also have the life gain. And then we use the Blood Rage. I choose the anomalous one to gain the frenzy charge, because our hit is lots, so we can really easily to get the frenzy charge in the boss fight. And then we use the summon ice golem and the anomalous one. We can get more crit chance and the hit chance in the in boss fight, because the golem is not easy die in the boss fight, but in the mapping it's not important. Okay, and the dash immortal core. Immortal core is prevent the big damage like Phoenix explosion or the Minotaur, and the Sirius meteor can prevent it. Okay, and then we get to the tree, passive trees. We choose the Scion, only ascendant. And then we, as I say, I choose the elementalists and the pathfinder. Elementalists can prevent take the reflected elemental damage. We make us the physical damage to elemental damage 90%, so I can almost ignore the reflect modifier on the map. And then we can have the exposure inflict applies an extra minus 20% of the affected resistance. Because our helmets, we can inflict the fire, cold, and the lightning exposure. And, we can via this ascendant to have more resistance, minus resistance, and the Pathfinder can make us have a lot of flex charge, and the last one recover 4% of life when you use flex, can make us in a non-region map to recover our life. Okay, in science area we use the old school stats, the Might of Meek and the Unnatural Instincts. The Might of Meek can make the constitution life more, 10% increase life. These 3 points, and then we get start from the ranger, and then we get the heart of oak. Our quicksilver have crafting modifier from the syndicate, the 50% chance to avoid being stunned during the flex effect, and we have the infinity flex. And I have a lot of 40% effect of flex, so we can have 78 or 72% to avoid being stunned. And the passives we can have 8% and 20%, so we can have the 100% avoid being stunned. And this primal spirit is the get the effective of flask, and this one to get the duration and the charge gain. And then we get the winter spirits to make our physical damage converted to the cold damage. And we can in the ascendant we ignore the reflect, and we almost covered all the physical damage to the elemental damage, so we also ignore the physical reflex. And then we have the natural remedies to get more effect of flex and the duration. And the point blank, all the bow builds have this, so why not use this? Use the passives. And the normal bow crits and the elemental damage and the life accuracy crits. We use the little pride in this socket, jewel socket. And because we need to you also can use the another one to get the dexterity, because strength can get the life, so I use the little pride in this socket, and we can get the chance to double damage, and life attack damage leech as life, because there's no life leech from the equipment and the skill, so I can get a life leech from little pride. And we also can get the intimate, but I didn't roll it, so I didn't have an intimate. Intimidated, okay, but I have 5% to deal double damage, and we have a lot of hits, so 5% damage is very great. And we have the dodge, and our cluster jewels, I have the 12 passives one and the 6 passives one, because I have not enough level to get enough skill point to have the 12 one. When I reach 100 level, so I will change this to the 12 one. The 12 one we can get 10% elemental damage and 3% attack speed with elemental skill, and 4% chaos resist, and 9 maximum life. And we have 35% increase effective, so we can get a lot of attack speed, chaos resist, and life. If I change this one to the 12 one, so I can have more life, and the more life means we get more physical damage, more physical damage means we have more elemental damage. It's you just get a lot of life and you have enough damage to mapping or boss. And the medium, we choose the projectile, 3 projectile and 1 flasks. The flasks, we choose the spike concussion and the peak vigor. Peak vigor to get more life and maximum life, but you can change it to the I remember one have the 20% to gain, increase 20% gain flask charge, and the spike concussion to get the alchemist's genius to have a more flask gain, flask charge gain, and the flask effects. The medium cluster, we use projectile to this one, eye to eye, and the aerodynamics. Aerodynamics, we need is the pierce additional target to make our map easily, because we didn't use the pierce support, so we need 3 or 4 pierce targets. Okay. But I didn't use the aerodynamics this one, because I have 3 pierce in 2 cluster and 1 is from my helmet, the crafting. And the normal jewels, we use the life and the multiplier from the lightning scale, elemental scale, or O scale. We have this one, global crit multiplier. We can get a lot of multiplier and the life. Life is more important than the third one multiplier. So choose the 2 multiplier and the 1 life. The 3 multiplier and the 1 life is too expensive, so I didn't choose it. In our Watcher's Eye, we choose the hatred to crit chance and the vitality gain, life gain. You can change the vitality one, because we didn't have the high level. We only have 1 level vitality. We didn't have high level, so the vitality's life region is almost not useless. So you can choose it to like clarity to minus the mana cost. Maybe if you can get like precision multiplier or precision attack speed, it made it better. Because in my opinion, when I'm mapping and bossing, my blood always in full. When the leech is enough, I didn't need the life gain, so you can change it. There's nothing to reduce. Okay. The video is end. Thanks for your watching. I'll make the English video in next week. I will introduce all the build in next league I played. Okay. Thank you for your watching. See you next time.